Hey guys, it's Candice. Today I'm going to show you how I make my homemade marinara sauce in the pressure cooker. This recipe can be considered vegan and also keto friendly. I'll put the link in the description box below. We're going to start with 10 pounds fresh tomatoes cut up. Next, it calls for 6 tablespoons fresh oregano leaves. I picked basil leaves instead from my garden and realized I didn't have enough, so I pulled out the dehydrated basil that I had done from the year before. As you'll notice throughout the tutorial, I kind of just wing it most of the time. The recipe calls for 2 medium onions roughly chopped. I just had 1, so that's what I put in there. 16 large garlic cloves, peeled. You can keep them whole, you don't have to chop them. It was really only 1 head that I ended up putting into the recipe instead of all 3. Next, we're going to put in half a cup of olive oil. I didn't have enough, so I ended up having to add both containers. Next, we're going to add half a cup of dry red wine. This could also be replaced with chicken or vegetable broth. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. I really should have done 2 to give it enough flavor. And 2 teaspoons of black pepper. Now we're going to stir it up and incorporate all the ingredients throughout the whole recipe. And we're going to put it in a roasting pan. I use a turkey roaster, which is a pretty good size and fits everything really nicely. You'll want to preheat the oven to 425, hopefully before this, and then cook for 45 to 60 minutes. Here's what it looks like when it's all done baking. I put it in a stock pot so it's easier to blend. You can put it in a blender. I have an immersion blender that I prefer to use. In the video, I blend it down to just a complete sauce, but I have left it more chunky before, and I really like it like that. I was just looking for more of a spaghetti sauce to use this time, and I have enough tomatoes left over that I can do a more chunky marinara sauce next time. Just be careful. It is very hot if you're going to be using an immersion blender. It does bubble back up. You don't want to get burned. You don't want it to hit anything, see? Anything that could melt or get ruined in any way. I preheated my ball jars in the oven for about 10 minutes before I started putting in the sauce into them with the funnel so that they're warm and ready for the sauce and they don't break. This recipe filled up 3 large, I believe they're quart-sized jars, and 4 pint-sized jars, which are the littler jars. I did forget to film me wiping down the mouth of the jar and then putting the lid and the caps on them. Then I add the filled jars to the pressure cooker and I fill that with water before I set it. On my pressure cooker, I use the steam canning, and then I set the timer for 20 minutes and then just let it go. Don't forget to close the steam release so that the pressure will build up. And here's the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.